Every great business story starts somewhere, and it usually starts somewhere small. I'm here today with Julien Moussi, co-founder of Inglewood Coffee and Only Hospitality Group, who grew his coffee empire from a single coffee cart to a massive business. So Julien, tell us about how you got into hospitality to start with.
So my family has been in hospitality forever. My dad was quite a big publican and restaurateur in the 80s before I was born. Thankfully, he was able to have a restaurant when I was growing up, and I learned how to make coffee basically in the behind the bar there with my sister.
So I know that you getting started in Mob was quite an interesting story. Take us back to there about how you actually approached those guys and started in that business.
Yeah, so Mob was just it's called the Car Park Cafe in Camberwell, and they weren't doing too great, but I really liked the spot and just knocked on the door literally on a Friday night and asked if I could speak to the owner, and spoke to two older gentlemen, and they had some bank debt that they were looking to sort of share the risk with someone else with, and they ended up giving me half the business for what was a very big risk that I took on, but I was only 23, and long story short, it sort of was a punt that I took, and I saw an opportunity and never looked back, I suppose, yeah.
So I know that you've gone from having one cafe to having multiple cafes and now having a group. Tell us about what it's been like on that journey of figuring out what works and kind of picking your spots.
I think obviously people is everything, and having the right people to do it with. Just making sure that you don't overestimate risk and you don't underestimate opportunity. And I think it's always about timing and finding the right opportunity. And you just know really in your gut when the right time is to go again. And that's sort of how I progressed. I didn't really think too far ahead. It was really every day as it comes, and took on opportunities as I saw that would work well for us.
Tell us about how you got started in roasting coffee and maybe where it's going.
So Corey Slater, my business partner in Inglewood. So really Corey and Olivia, his wife, who also we've worked together for 10 plus years. They wanted to roast, they learned how to roast, and then we ended up starting Inglewood, which was more so to roast for our venues first. And then once we sort of had a product that we're really proud of and we knew how it all worked, we went to wholesale, and now, we supply 300 odd cafes and about 200,000 homes around Australia.
So I've seen Inglewood a lot online, and I've also seen the bags of your coffee and venues. I'm wondering how the two complement one another. How do you turn somebody who might be a cafe consumer into an online consumer? Do those two things feed each other?
I think so. From a consumer level, I think the direct-to-home purchaser would love to know that coffee's worthy of being in a cafe, so that's a big tick. I think from the cafe operator perspective, I think that's an important one to balance, and that's why we're probably not in Coles or Woolworths, because we want to protect that sort of brand image. But I think they can coexist in a healthy way. I think the cafe owner would prefer that the homeowner falls in love with the same coffee they're using, both in the cafe and at home.
So there you have it. From a single coffee cart to a coffee empire, Julien Moussi is only just getting started.